In the dawn of humanity, with the gates of Eden freshly closed, stand two brothers. Cain, the firstborn, a tiller of the soil, his hands calloused from coaxing life from the ground. And Abel, his younger brother, a keeper of sheep, living in rhythm with his flock. Both bring an offering to God, an act of worship at the world's beginning. Abel presents the very best of his flock, the firstborn, the choicest parts. Cain offers the fruit of his labor, crops from the earth. Then comes the moment that changes everything. God accepts Abel's offering, but he rejects Cain's. The Bible doesn't give a clear-cut reason, and for thousands of years, we've been left to wonder, why? Was it the offering itself? The blood of a lamb versus the fruit of the ground? Some ancient interpretations suggest this, but other readings, especially from the New Testament, point to something less tangible, something in the heart. Hebrews chapter 11 says, "By faith, Abel offered a better sacrifice." It suggests the difference wasn't in the gift, but in the giver. Abel gave his best with a heart of genuine faith.
Cain's offering perhaps was just an obligation, a gesture lacking sincerity. We see a hint of this when God speaks directly to Cain, whose face had fallen in anger. God warns him, saying, "If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." It's a moment of choice, a chance to master the shame and narcissistic injury welling up inside him. But Cain doesn't rule it. The shame festers into a cold, consuming envy. He lets the crouching beast in. He approaches his brother with a lie on his lips. "Let's go out to the field," he says. And there, away from any witness, Cain rises up against his brother Abel and kills him. The first murder. A brother's blood staining the soil his killer was meant to farm. The silence is broken by God's voice. "Where is your brother Abel?" And Cain's reply becomes one of the most infamous questions ever asked, a chilling deflection of all responsibility. "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" The consequences are immediate.
God doesn't strike Cain down. Instead, he delivers a living death. Cain is cursed, driven from the ground that has now drunk his brother's blood. He is condemned to be a restless wanderer on the earth. When Cain cries out that his punishment is more than he can bear, that anyone who finds him will kill him, God does something remarkable. He places a mark on Cain. This mark of Cain is a profound paradox. It is a brand of shame, a sign of his sin, but it is also a mark of divine protection, a warning that anyone who harms him will face vengeance sevenfold. It is justice and mercy, intertwined. This story of the first murder has echoed through human history, becoming a timeless archetype for sibling rivalry and the destructive power of jealousy. You can feel its shadow in John Steinbeck's novel East of Eden, see its violent tragedy in paintings by the Renaissance master Titian. The narrative reflects ancient tensions between the farmer and the shepherd, two ways of life competing for resources, but its true power lies in its psychological depth. It's a foundational story about the human condition, the quiet growth of envy, the stark choice between responsibility and blame, and the endless, complicated search for a justice that can also, somehow, be merciful.